Today, I want to talk about a tool that I've been using recently that has really been a game changer for me. Before this, I really struggled to find a tool that helped me to relax. I've tried meditation, I've tried, um, ice bath, sauna, all kinds of stuff. And those things do help, right? They do help me. But this one is just so easy to do and has such a big impact right away that I felt like I had to share it with you guys. So, I don't know if any of you have heard of breathwork before, but it's something that I've been interested in exploring for a long time. And it's something I've advocated for on a in a clinical level, like in the jobs that I've worked at, um, with respect to just deep breathing, right? So like diaphragmatic breathing. But I never really took a deep dive into the breath and breath work as a whole. So today I want to share a style of breathing that I've been using that's been really effective and what it does to your body and how you can use it and when you can use it. So, the style of breath that I've been using is called coherent or resonant breathing. And it's a simple technique. It's basically just paced breathing. So, usually about 5 to 6 breaths per minute. So, the goal is basically to synchronize the breath with the heart rhythms for balance and regulation, essentially. And it's really easy. You just need your breath, right? So, there's two components to the coherent breathing. There's the depth of the breath, so the diaphragmatic breathing, being able to allow the breath to go into the belly, which that on its own can activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest, the recover, the relaxation. And then there's the paced aspect, so the paced breathing, which adds a level of regulation and stability to the system overall. Right? So some of you may be familiar with this, but we basically have two different systems. And this is kind of how coherent breathing and breath work works in general. We have different systems in our body that allow us to respond to stuff in our life, and that's the sympathetic nervous system. And then we have the parasympathetic nervous system, which allows us to rest and digest and like relax, right? So generally, when we're in our lives and we're doing things and we need to be focused and active, the sympathetic nervous system is activated because we need to be engaged, right? But this also corresponds with stress and anxiety and all that stuff when it's overstimulated, right? Whereas the parasympathetic nervous system is the system that allows us to just calm down and relax and chill and not feel like we need to be doing something all the time, right? So there's not a lot of tools that allow us to interface directly with those neural pathways, essentially. But the breath is one of them. And that's why I think it's such an underrated tool. It's under taught, like, not a lot of people know about coherent breathing, but it's been clinically shown to increase HRV, heart rate variability, which is one of the biggest factors in stress resilience and general wellness. And so when I started doing this technique, I was just mind blown how like effective and simple this is. Well, now that I think about it, maybe I know why it's not advertised as much, because it's free. you don't have to buy it from anybody, right? But it's really simple, right? So, okay, yeah, I do want to share a couple other things before I go into like exactly how to do it. So it's also been shown to reduce anxiety, improve sleep, and supports focus. So like when you're relaxed and you're able to like chill, it actually helps you focus, right? Like normally we're in the Western society, we're used to like nuking our system with caffeine and like that allows us to focus, right? But if you actually are able to relax, then it actually allows you to focus even better, right? So, how to actually practice this? It's very simple. It's not very complicated. I could teach most people how to do it in a couple minutes, right? I would say the hardest part is just knowing how to breathe diaphragmatically. So even now, while we're sitting here, just take a breath and notice where the breath goes. So for me, I noticed that it kind of stayed in the chest. That's because I'm like leaning back and I'm not really in a position to take a deeper breath. So I'm going to lean forward and you kind of find a position that works for you. But take a breath in. We're trying to get the breath down into the diaphragm. So like down here, right? We're not just sending it only to the diaphragm, but we want to see a rise down there. So if we're doing a diaphragmatic breath properly, we'll see both the chest and the diaphragm, like the belly rise, right? So find a good position. Sitting upright. I know that people say like sit upright. It's not to like people. I hate it when people say like, oh, sit upright or whatever. It's not to like be like authoritarian, like, oh, you need to sit up. It's because sitting up and leaning forward just a little bit allows for the breath to reach that place down there. And that's why monks, when they sit and meditate, they have a slight tilt forward, like on a cushion or something like that, because it allows an alignment in the body that allows for the breath to come through, right? There's other reasons too, but that's one of the reasons. So find a good position. Take a couple breaths and see where the breath is going. So I found a good spot. Cool. And you might hear that I'm also like doing kind of a constriction in the nose. I can talk about that another time, but that also further activates the parasympathetic. So if you know how to do like ujjayi breath from yoga, that's what I'm doing. You can activate that, and that actually like stimulates the parasympathetic even more, right? So once you have that breath, the only difference between this, doing a regular breath, diaphragmatic breath, and doing coherent breathing is that there'll be a breath in for 5 to 6 seconds and a breath out for 5 to 6 seconds. So what I'll do is I'll guide you through some coherent breathing. So I'll breathe with you, but I'll let you know when to breathe in and when to breathe out. So when I breathe in, when I say breathe in, continue to breathe in until I say breathe out, and then you'll continue to breathe out. This is not about perfection. This is just about like learning about yourself. If you notice that you're off pace or anything like that, that's okay. Just come back when you can. All right. Remember to focus on the diaphragm, allowing that to come through. And we'll just do this for a couple minutes. All right. So take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and then we'll get started. So go ahead and breathe in. Breathe out. 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 A few more breaths here. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out. So take some time to notice how you feel after doing roughly 2-3 minutes of breathing. This practice has made such a big difference for me. Feeling more relaxed, more grounded, more resilient with stress, ability to fall asleep. If I do this before bed, I fall asleep almost instantly. And emotional balance, right? I don't know why we don't teach this. I think maybe it's because it can't charge for it, so people won't make money off of it, potentially, just a theory. But this is a tool that you have. You can use it whenever you want, and it's yours now. So I wanted to share that, and I would love to hear how you guys felt with this, and love to hear your stories as you implement it into your life. I generally do anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes in the morning and anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes at night, just because it makes me sleepy, so I can't do it as long because I'm lying down. But incorporate it however you want to in your life. This is your practice. But again, I just wanted to share this with you, and I hope it helps you as much as it's been helping me. So yeah, see you in my future videos. Bye for now.